Hi guys, welcome to the IB Bio B1.1 Carbohydrates and Lipids new syllabus. So, as what the syllabus guide says, students should understand the nature of a covalent bond in B1.1.1. So, let's get started. A covalent bond is actually a chemical bond which refers to an attraction between two or more atoms. A covalent bond is a specific type of bond between atoms where they share their electrons. We focus on a carbon atom. If you look at the picture below, this is actually a carbon atom. You can see that they have 6 protons and 6 neutrons, which actually does not really matter. What matters is that they have 6 electrons orbiting in this nucleus. And we do see that they have 2 shells. So in the inner shells, there are 2 electrons. And then at the outer shell, they have 4 electrons, meaning they can form 4 covalent bonds. And why is this the case? Because an atom can actually have a maximum of 8 valence electrons. Being them lacking another 4 valence electrons, they can actually form 4 covalent bonds to link with 4 other atoms and form complex molecular structures. Now, let's move on from this first. Carbon can actually form 4 single bonds with hydrogen atoms. A hydrogen atom only has 1 valence electron. And so if you look at the picture at the left side clearly, you can see that the carbon atom and the hydrogen atom is actually sharing electrons. So the hydrogen atom can have 2 electrons in its outer shell, and the carbon forming with 4 hydrogen atoms can have a maximum of 8 valence electrons. And in the picture at the right, you cannot really see the structure properly, but this is actually an ethene, C2H2. There are 2 single bonds and 1 double bond in each carbon atom. The 2 carbon atoms form a double bond, meaning they'll share 2 of their electrons. They now only have 2 more spaces left for accepting. And carbon, although my examples are all carbon and hydrogen molecules, but carbon can actually bond with other carbon atoms or with non-metallic elements such as hydrogen, oxygen, nitrogen, sulfur, and many more, making them be a great component for many of our biological molecules. Now I have more examples. So to further expound why carbon is used as the backbone of many different compounds, especially in living organisms, we have to understand that it's because they can form many different types of molecules. And this is all very importantly, due to the fact that they can form 4 covalent bonds. So they can actually form different types of structures, such as unbranched chains, like butane. You see that it is just a straight chain and there are no branches. What you mean by branches is this isobutane right beside the butane molecule. This isobutane is actually has the same formula with butane. They are both C4H10. If you notice, they have 4 carbon atoms and 10 hydrogen atoms. So isobutane and butane actually has the exact same formula, but they are at a different structure. And we will further expound on how structures are important for their functions. Not only can carbon form chains, but they can also form rings. Right below butane and isobutane, this is actually a glucose molecule. This is one of the famous monosaccharides that you've probably heard. And this is actually a ringed structure.